it on my test drive. Sure, Jan. Judge, let's.
She was then put into the Turner Guilford Night Correction Center, where she became pregnant. And you're saying, but Baker, you old fuddy-duddy, how do you become pregnant in prison? Well, apparently another inmate, Juan Depes, who's also charged with unaliving, and her started communicating through the vent system. They started talking about Juan, or Johan, however you pronounce his name, wanted to have a child. But he probably couldn't because he was in prison for unaliving someone. So how do you get someone pregnant? How do you get someone pregnant when you're in prison? Well, oh, Jamie, you're gonna love this. Apparently, he whacks off in either a glove or some saran wrap, and that's so stupid. And then you send it over to her. And and she puts the baby batter inside the oven. It
What is happening?
Oh, Jamie, you didn't hear?
No. I just pulled your stream up and you're laughing. So I was like, I got to get on here immediately.
Well, we're covering a case where a girl went to prison for pew-pewing her boyfriend. It happens. Who hasn't done that? But in prison, she meets a new guy, and they start communicating through the vent system. And he really want to have a baby.
While in prison?
Yeah, well, he's also in there for murder, so probably not going to go out and make one the natural way.
Oh, yeah, he's not going to be a great dad.
He beats off in some saran wrap or a glove or something.
They will find a way.
You take some saran wrap, and then you take your cream bottle, lotion bottle, and give it some really, really good shakes. Maybe you're thinking about, I don't know, Pamela Anderson in Baywatch. Maybe you're thinking about Auntie Bev sighing on the throne. And then when you have shaken your bottle enough, you then you put some lotion in the saran wrap. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whoever you are, what if any you might be. And welcome to day 2 in the Daisy Link case, or as I like to say, how babies are made the good old-fashioned way. Just like Virgin Mary, no smacks involved. That it does. That was my reaction yesterday. Yes, I am childish. Yes, I needed that. And Iris, is that how your babies was made as well? In a prison through a air-conditioned unit? Let's get to
as well as others. So I know that that's what the information you received and then relayed to me. So I felt the need to disclose that. And look, I think I've already told both sides that please do not look at each other, do not communicate with this side of the bench, is not allowed to communicate with that side, and vice versa. That's the way it's gonna go. If folks start violating these court's rules, meaning the orderly way that this trial is going to proceed, I will remove folks from the proceedings. That's just the way it goes. All right. Anything that we have to take up before I check in with my data to see if all the jurors are here?
The only thing that I want to mention to the court, I obviously mentioned to Your Honor in the back a few minutes ago, and I spoke to Mr. Tomas already. There are a handful of witnesses that must be called this morning. I'm asking that we just work through their testimony. One of them is Detective Fernandez, who's going to be talking about the retrieval process of that DVR. Depending on what the court's ruling is, whether or not that satisfies the court or not, I have Detective Danny Morales in the courtroom as well, who will also talk about what his observations on that video from Mr. Cisneros was. I can call him this morning. If not, I understand. But I do have my CSI officer, Detective Fernandez, and then Mr. Cisneros as well. I'm going to ask that whatever time they finish is what time we finish, and then we can break for lunch. I have a handful of officers here this afternoon. I'm going to ask that we finish with the officers, whether it's early or not today. And then I should be, my hope is that I'm able to rest tomorrow.
So we can work through lunch. We'll just gauge to see if the jury needs a comfort break here and there, and if we need one also. But for scheduling purposes, that works for me. Do you guys need water? Just on a date note, you need enough pictures of water, so you all let me know. So do anything that are you okay with that schedule?
Yeah.
We may have lunch. I can go off record until we go before the jury and debate.
Thank you.
Judge, sorry, I forgot.
I wish you
have
could hear what they're saying.
We're hearing at 11:45.
Okay.
Can
In
we,
this building?
yes, we just, when that happens, just want to step up and come back.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Just remind me. Just so
I will.
you know, the cycle already. We'll take a little break.
He had his lotion in motion. Thank you, Inspire. He did. Yeah, that's the baby name is Saran Webb. And we're caught up.
All right, Mr. I guess you're cold, you'll put your jacket on and a hoodie, that's fine, but, if you start, that's fine, but it's not gonna cause you to like doze off or anything, right? You're not gonna get too cozy down there. If it's too cold in here, I can ask the building manager to come up and make it, it's okay, we'll let you know. All right, state your next witness.
Judge, at this time, the state calls Detective Zapata to the stand. Permission to read.
Go ahead.
Can they just fix it so we can hear the judge and we don't hear all of this moving things around? Rasta's mom, it's because you weren't here when I gave the rendition of what happened.
Yes.
That was fun. I believe it's the same suit. She probably just bought 3 suits in different colors.
Judge, may I proceed?
Yeah.
Good morning. Can you please state your name for the record? Inaris Zapata. Ms. Zapata, what is your occupation?
I am a crime scene technician
And how long have you been a crime scene technician?
for almost 10 years.
And what department do you currently work for now?
Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office
How long have you worked for Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office?
for almost 10 years.
Do you have
Well, it's this case of someone who stabbed a baby in the head, well, a 5-year-old in the head. So we are sticking with this one.
specialized training as a crime scene technician?
Yes.
Can you please explain to the jury what that training is?
Specialized training consists of going to training, for example, some of them could be a 4-hour course or an 80-hour course where you would spend the entire week doing crime scene processing, photography, doing things with blood spatter, fingerprint, just anything related to crime scene.
Now, what is your role as a crime scene technician?
My role as a crime scene technician is to respond to various crime scenes where I'll be processing and documenting the crime scene.
Now, I want to direct your attention to June 25th, 2022. Were you working that morning as a crime scene technician?
Yes, I was.
And did you respond to 1237 Northwest 14th Street in Homestead, Florida?
Yes, I did.
And what did you
I believe that they are trying today to establish that DVR that clearly showed that she did it, that they sadly corrupted. So that guy we had on the stand yesterday can come back and say, yeah, I saw the screen and she clearly did it. But it's a little wishy-washy if that's if they had the video evidence. It reminds me of something else. And again, she's probably guilty. I believe that guy said it was her, but I'm not sure. Still, the baby batter is the biggest case part of this case.
respond in reference to, Detective?
I responded to a reference to a homicide investigation.
Now, as a crime scene technician, what is it that you do when you arrive on scene?
Typically, the first thing that I do is that I speak with the detectives on scene, where they would give me a brief synopsis, case summary of what might have occurred, and then after that, we'll do a walkthrough of the scene.
And what detective did you speak to in this case?
It was Detective Cruz.
What time did you arrive to the scene?
Lurking is absolutely fine. As many as possible who want to contribute to anything just to take the bottom. I know a lot of these case watchings are background music for you sitting at your cubicle at work or mowing the lawn, cleaning your house. We love you all. Well, all encompasses sex. So maybe not all of you, but most of you. And we are happy that you just choose to tune into us, where we try to make it a little more entertaining watching horrible things happen.
I arrived at the scene at approximately 5:45 in the morning.
And I know you mentioned you spoke to Detective Cruz. Did he brief you on what had happened?
Yes, he did.
And you mentioned you did the walkthrough, so I want to talk about your walkthrough, okay? What is it that you did in reference to photos? What did you take photos of?
As soon as we did the walkthrough, we started taking photos, and the photos will consist of overall photograph, basically when I get to the scene, what I see, and then after that, it will be mid-range photos, and then close-up photos of anything that is related to the scene and or items of evidential value.
So I want to talk about those overall photos to start. Judge, permission to introduce what has already been admitted to evidence based on stipulations by the parties? Sure, just let Ray move it into the record.
Stay Exhibit 1L, marked for identification, now becomes Stay Exhibit 8. And 1N, Stay Exhibit 1N, marked for identification, now becomes Stay Exhibit 9.
Permission to publish, Judge. Go ahead. Now, Detective, what are we looking at in this case? What are these photos?
What we're looking at is kind of like a bird's eye view of the scene where I responded to.
And what is this photo?
That photograph is a front view overall of the front of the residence.
And is this where the residence is?
That's correct.
And this photo?
That photo shows an eye's view of the entire scene.
And what is this photo focusing on here?
That photos is showing the also part of the scene, but more so concentrating on the alleyway where the victim was found, and also 2 vehicles.
Is this the alleyway that you're talking about?
That's correct.
What is this in reference to the defendant and victim's house? Is this the front of the house or what part of the house is that?
That is the front of the house if you're viewing it from the street. Next.
Hey, Bushy.
And what is this area?
Angry and Mel.
That is the front of the house also.
Now, where are we in this area?
We are in front of the house, but at an angle of the front of the house.
Now, detective, now that we got to the overall photos of the scene, what else did you take pictures of?
I photographed various areas where there were apparent blood, more so a blood trail. I also photographed vehicles and also a firearm.
And where is it that you observed these blood trails?
The blood trail appeared to have started from directly in front of the residence, leading towards the front of the residence, the walkway, a walk path, leading towards the sidewalk, the residence next to it, eventually through an alleyway, and then it ended where the victim collapsed.
Judge, permission for the witness to step down?
Go ahead, step down.
And permission to retrieve what has already been admitted into evidence as State's Composite 1 and 2?
Yes.
Detective, can you mark for the jury, where is it that you saw these blood trails in the entire scene?
So it's high as you can.
Sorry.
Thanks.
So there were various areas where blood was observed from here,
Move your head.
here, here,
Thank you, Purple.
here, here, here. And there might have been some on here.
And where is the alleyway for the jury?
This is the alleyway here. What we consider the alleyway was basically all this here, and then there's a vehicle here, and the victim was found somewhere on here.
And
Just
where,
for clarification, what exhibit are we looking at?
State's Exhibit 6.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can. So it started here and it went all the way here, and then the cars and the alleyways here.
That's correct.
Thank you. Now, if I were to show you photos of those blood trails you took, would you recognize it?
Yes.
Judge, permission to
No.
enter into evidence based on stipulation by the parties, what has been previously marked as stage 1N.
State Exhibit 1N,
Again, that doesn't please me because I don't get any ad revenue for that because I've said it so you should only have an ad when you enter the stream. But again, Someone makes money. It's not me.
Mark for identification now becomes the exhibit 10.
Now, before I show you the photos, Detective, how is it that you marked where those blood trails you observed are?
The blood trails were marked with orange evidence cone and also orange flags.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm premium, so I don't. I know for some people it's.
Now, where
For
was
me, it's worth it.
this blood trail at?
That blood trail, it's on the ground.
Is this near the alleyway?
It appears to be.
Now, I see an evidence marker here. Is that where a blood trail was as well?
That's correct.
And the defendant's house, is it onto the left?
That's correct.
Was this, what area was this blood trail?
That blood trail, it's on the walkway right before that previous photo that we saw the vehicle, that was behind the vehicle.
And where was this blood trail located at?
That blood trail was on the grass. It might have been on one of the residents.
It's annoying.
Is this also where one of the residents was?
Yes, that was leading towards, it was in front of the another residence leading towards the back way of the house into the alleyway.
Now, Detective, where is this particular house?
That house is adjacent to the residence where the victim might have lived, right in front, excuse me.
So their residence is to the right?
Yes, the residence is to the right.
Was there significant blood trail on this truck right here?
Yes, there was.
And now, what you demonstrated since you're
I, of course, don't recommend anything like that because it's not in accordance with the TOS on YouTube. So I strongly don't agree with that.
with that aerial mark, is this the path that the victim took while he was bleeding out?
Marissa, yesterday you were talking about your husband going through your toilet when you were done to see glitter. Now you want to see poo. I think you have a fecal fetish. I know we don't kink shame, but
Yes, it's kind of like in between that trampoline and the vehicle. There's an area where it leads to the alleyway.
Would it be this area right here?
That's correct.
Now, Detective, I know you mentioned that the blood trails were on some of the cars and also in some of the alleyways. I want to talk about the alleyway now. Did you take photos of the alleyway?
Yes, I did.
What was it that you observed in the alleyway?
In the alleyway, what I observed was also, in addition to the blood trail, there were two vehicles, and obviously where the victim expired.
What color were the two vehicles?
The first vehicle is a red truck, and the second one is a silver vehicle.
The silver vehicle, where was that vehicle located?
The vehicle was located in the alleyway. In relationship to the body, it was towards the victim's feet in front of the victim, but in the alleyway.
Judge, permission to enter into evidence what is already, based on stipulations of the party, what's previously marked as states 1O.
Say exhibit 1O, marked for identification, now becomes say exhibit 11. Good.
Now, detectives, where is this red car in relation to the alleyway? Is it close, is it far?
No, it's relative, nearby the alleyway.
And is this, why did you photograph right here?
Apparent blood,
Is the blood located right here?
yes.
Now, in the aerial scene that we already showed the jury, is this the alleyway we were talking about earlier?
Yes, that's leading towards the alleyway.
Was there a lot of blood on this car?
Yes, there was a significant amount of blood.
And is this the car that was closest to the victim's body?
That's correct.
Was there any blood on the car?
It's the crime scene
I
investigation.
believe so. Do you have a different photograph?
We're not in church. Don't believe, you have to know.
Now, I want to talk about the victim's body. What did you see when you observed it?
Just because this is so boring. Can anyone tell me why you need a door display on your fridge? Are we getting to that part of Wall-E where people just sit in a chair and drink their drinks and don't move? Oh, I can't open my fridge door. And yes, I do need rye bread. Thank you, Binging Crime Nut Cookies, for becoming a member. And you will now have access to the Zoo Bird. And saran wrap, maybe. I don't know. If you need saran wrap, we don't kink shame on this channel. Again, if how hard is it to shop? Well, it's really nice. It can order stuff off the internet itself. How lazy can humankind be? Well, it leaves me time to do other things. Yeah, watching The Broken Baker. It's not like you're going to the gym. Yeah, it's about that time where we're just flying around.
The victim was covered with a yellow first aid blanket. Underneath the blanket, it was a victim, and he had a tourniquet on his right leg.
Did he appear to have injuries?
Yes, he did.
What were those injuries?
A gunshot wound?
If I were to show you the photos you took, would you recognize them?
Yes.
Judge, permission to enter into evidence what has been based on stipulation by the parties, which has been previously marked as 1P, states 1P.
Say exhibit 1P,
Yeah.
marked for identification, now becomes
Let me
say
just do
exhibit
this.
12. Good.
I need milk. And again, just look at the first editions of electric cars. How many of them didn't work? You'll end up with an
Now,
Amazon
are these
package
evidence
of
markers,
$25
blood trails as well?
mayonnaise.
That's correct.
And this yellow part, is that what you were talking about earlier, where the victim's body is?
That's correct.
I hit chest today.
And is this the silver car we were talking about earlier?
Yes.
The case isn't that crazy. The backstory is crazy. It's just domestic violence. She shot him in the leg. That's the case. Have they proven it yet? No. But her getting prison pregnant with saran wrap. That's the funny part. Present seal. I don't know what it is.
Where was that money found?
That was also in the alleyway,
I'm really shitty.
in close proximity to the victim.
Attorney Kate, you were mentioning earlier?
Yes.
Yeah, the kids. Oh, give me milk, Snitter. Yeah, but they didn't have the infrastructure, so gasoline cars won out. But they were very, very popular.
Now, Detective, aside from taking photos, did you collect and document any other evidence from the scene?
Yes, I did.
What did you collect?
A firearm.
Before we get to the firearm, did you also document inside of the victim and defendant's house?
Yes, I did.
You took photographs of it?
That's correct.
If I were to show you those photographs, would you recognize them?
Yes.
Judge, permission to enter into evidence based on stipulation by the parties was previously marked as dates 1Q.
Stay exhibit 1Q, marked for identification, now becomes stay exhibit 13, sorry.
Now, Detective, where is this area?
I don't think we have dominoes in Denmark anymore.
That is the living room.
What about this one?
That is a kid's bedroom.
Now, where is this?
That is also in the residence. It's the other bedroom.
Now, in this photo, Detective, I want to focus here to the left side. Does this appear to be male clothing?
Objection calls for speculation.
It's the same. Now, let's talk about the firearm, Detective. Where did you observe the firearm was?
The firearm was located
And he'll
in
still
a
come home with stuff
tree
you didn't
that
write.
was practically directly in front of the residence.
Was it located in plain sight?
No, it was not.
Where was it located?
It was.
Where did you photograph that it was located?
It was. So you have a palm tree. Sorry, I just planned to show you guys. You have a palm tree, and then at the bottom you have the trunk, and then it had branches and bush. It was inside of it. Now it wasn't visibly. You couldn't visibly see it. You had to kind of like move out the branches in order to see the firearm.
What?
Judge, permission to enter into evidence based on stipulation by the parties was previously marked as states 1R.
Stay exhibit 1I, marked for identification, now becomes stay exhibit 14.
I want to start with that tree we were talking about. Is that a tree?
Yes,
How close is this tree from the victim and defendant's house?
a couple of steps. It's very close.
And is that the firearm that was located?
Yes,
What type of firearm is that?
it's a semi-automatic.
Did it have a magazine?
Yes,
I didn't understand her description, but I think she threw it in a bush. Probably better than, remember that case we covered with the lady who claimed that drug dealer, that her son had gotten a gun and shot her daughter, where she just threw it on the ground next to a bush. Apparently here at least she hit the bush.
Was it loaded?
No, the judge didn't allow that. Yeah, walked out and just put on the ground.
Is that where you found it?
that
Is
was
that where you photographed it, sorry?
correct. Yes,
So is this what you were talking about when you mentioned earlier that it wasn't in plain sight?
that's correct.
Where did you have to photograph for this?
Can you repeat the question?
Where did you have to photograph for it? Did you have to go inside the tree and photograph?
Yes, we had to move some of the branches out in order to be able to see the firearm.
Well, it's not a stand your ground case. They tried to do that, and he
Now,
didn't allow it.
Detective,
They can
if I
argue.
were to show you the firearm that you collected, would you recognize it?
Yes,
Now directing court, counsel, and witness to what has been previously marked. as states 1G. Let the record reflect that I'm showing defense counsel. Judge, permission to approach the witness?
Standing permission.
Oh, yes, Judge. Detective Zapata, is this the gun you collected from the scene on June 25th, 2022? Yes. Is it in the same or substantially the same condition as when you collected it on June 25th, 2022? Yes. Your Honor, I now move into evidence what has been previously marked as states 1G.
Say exhibit 1G, micro-identification now becomes say exhibit 15.
Judge, permission for Detective Zapata to publish it to the jury?
It's a weird judge. She bitches over the weirdest things.
The firearm is not loaded.
How do you know? You didn't check.
This is the firearm that we recovered on scene. This is the magazine.
This, of course, is an airsoft gun because you can't show weapons on YouTube anymore.
This is the cartridge that was located inside of the firearm.
Moment to confer, Judge. No further questions, Judge.
Let's see if there's a process that we should do.
Can I see exhibit 6 real quick? Okay. Judge, may I approach the witness?
Standing permission for both sides to approach the witnesses.
Figured I'd ask since I had asked you. Good morning. ma'am.
Good morning.
So I'm showing you exhibit 6. Just for my own edification, first off, can you tell me where is the house where Daisy Link resided? This is the house, okay. And where is the
The jury is behind you. They can't see where she's pointing.
spot where the body was found?
That's my wrong.
So the blood trail, can you kind of tell me where it starts and where it ends? If you can, if you're able to tell me.
There was a blood trail or the apparent blood around here, all this area here, all this area here, off and on, leading up to here.
Okay. Maybe it'll help if I can, I don't know if the projector will cover all this.
You want her to step down in Polish?
Yes, please.
Or please step down.
But I can do it on the projector. I'd like to try to do it. So I'll ask you what I just asked you. Actually, where is the home where Daisy Link resided? This home right here. And there's a red line here, which signifies a blood trail, is that correct?
Yes, the line that I attempted to draw signify where areas where they were on and off apparent blood leading up to the body.
So there's a line here, right? Is that correct?
There's blood there.
Well, there's also, you drew a line signifying that, correct?
Correct.
Right. right, so we start here, goes all the way over here, all the way over here, and then we move this down a little bit. Oops, turn this around. And that line comes over here, and you said the body is found here, is that correct? Where the X is?
Approximately.
And there's some blood over here, and apparently it went as far as this white car over here, is that correct?
No, that this here, this line all the way here, I was just talking about the alleyway.
Okay, so this, on the right side, this red line, this circle, there's no blood over here, is that what you're saying?
Correct, not that I recall.
So the blood that we found,
Because this courtroom has chosen not to have microphones or different camera angles. I think it's a very small courtroom. So this is the best I can give you.
we leave all of this section, correct?
And in the alleyway.
And in the alleyway, anywhere where we see a red line, other than this part, is that correct?
Correct, and maybe somewhere.
All right. So let me turn this around again. And again, this is Miss Link's house, right?
Yes.
What's in this part of the house, if you can recall? And while you're thinking about that, give me one
I
moment.
believe it's another duplex.
Just give me one moment. So I'm showing you what has been admitted as composite exhibit 8. Several pictures of the house. But is this Miss Link's house as far as you can tell?
Yes,
So we see some windows here, right?
yes.
This part of the house that we're looking at, is that what we would see on this side, or would that be what we would see on this side of the house?
Should be on this side, if I recall correctly.
Okay. Now, this right here that I'm showing you, same exhibit, is this the front door?
Yes.
And where is that in relation to this picture, if you could tell us, if you know?
If I recall correctly, the front door should be.
All right, so you can take a seat now. Thank you for bearing with me. So, so we can agree that based on the blood trail, based on the red line that you drew for us, Mr. Jimenez was right at the front door, right? At one point.
It appears to be.
Thank you. No further questions?
Detective Zapata, did you collect any bullets or casings from the scene? Did you photograph any bullets or casings from the scene?
No, I did not.
And I know defense asked you on cross-examination whether there was blood right in front of the house that they lived in. Was there blood right in front of the house that you photographed that they lived in?
I'm sorry, I don't recall him asking if there was blood right in front of the house.
Was there blood in front of the house?
In front of the house, as in like down the steps,
Yeah, yes.
there might have been blood there, yes.
And
I have neither.
if there was blood, Detective Zapata, would you have marked it with the evidence marker
Okay.
applied?
Don't waste
If it would have
time
been
on
right
that.
in front of the
Thank
house,
you
it
for
should
the
have been
consideration.
something. If not, then you would have been able to see it with the photographs.
I'm showing you what has already been entered into evidence as states 1, Exhibit 8. Is that the house?
Am I looking at the,
The front. The front.
yes,
We'll have
Is there
to
any
find it.
markers or anything there?
no.
Maybe we can see it on the break.
No further questions, Judge.
Raise your right hand, please. You swear to affirm the testimony about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes.
Yeah. Well, she's probably reusing the bottle.
Yeah, just trying to fit in the chair.
Good morning. Can you please introduce yourself to the members of the jury?
My name is Sergeant Zuleika Fernandez. I'm with Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office
And how long have you been with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office?
since 2006.
And is that formally known as the Miami-Dade Police Department?
Sorry?
Is that formally known as the Miami-Dade Police Department?
Yes.
It's the same department?
Yes.
Different names?
Yes.
And what unit do you work in?
Currently,
Yes.
in the Kendall District, so I'm in uniform patrol at the moment.
Do you have a specialized role in the unit?
I'm a sergeant, so I'm the sergeant right now in Kendall District on midnights.
Do you work in video retrieval?
I did at one point, yes.
Now, I want to take you all the way back to June 25th of 2022. Did you work in that video retrieval unit then?
I did.
Okay. And what were your duties in that unit?
My duty was basically to respond whenever detectives from different bureaus would contact us to export video evidence for their case.
Okay. In order to be in that unit and to retrieve those things, do you get any kind of specialized training?
Yes.
Can you briefly explain to the members of the jury what that training is?
So I went to Dorothy Stout training. It's a 3-day course, which actually it teaches you how to export videos from different systems. And then we had LIVA, which is there's 4 different LIVAs. I went to LIVA 1, and that one is a little bit more in depth. It actually shows you how to go into the hard drives in case that you're not able to actually export video the native way. So then you would basically go into the hard drive and try to get the video that way.
And would it be fair to say that based off your training, that you get
No, her shirt is worse than most of the attorneys' jackets we see when they are riding up in the back. Don't they learn how to press? It's just uniform. Come on now. She has the creases on. She just rolled out of the bed and put it on. Wouldn't have gone in the Danish army. I'll tell you that. Thank you so much to Spice and Justice, aka Gianna, for giving me a thank you pair. Thank you so much.
in the video retrieval unit that you get specific trainings on different types of recording systems?
Different systems, completely NVR, DVR, cloud-based systems, any type of system.
Okay. Now, I know we kind of already mentioned this already, but were you working in your capacity as a police officer in that video retrieval unit on or about June 25th of 2022?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Were you working in your capacity as a police officer in the video retrieval unit on or about June 25th, 2022?
Yes.
What about to June 29th, 2022?
You're not a police officer.
I was still within the video forensic unit.
Okay. Now, before we move on to those dates, can you explain to the jury the process of actual video retrieval?
So normally what we do is we actually document everything about the DVR, from the serial numbers to the cameras that the system actually holds, to the amount of cameras that are actually working at the time. If there is any offset, so if real time and offset do not match, we actually document that to show that even if we pull video for specific times, the reason we got that video at that time is because DVR time and real time were completely off. We document the earliest recording, so anything from if the incident occurred in May, but the actual DVR holds video until March. So you can go back all the way to March. We document the cameras and the actual times that the detectives request, and that's pretty much it.
And are you trained in the process of, let's say it doesn't work, if you're caught out to the scene, it doesn't work there, are you trained in the process of, let's say, bringing it back to headquarters to retrieve it in a different way?
Yes, so if we're not able to export on scene, we obviously speak to the detectives first, let them decide. We'll let them know in that moment, hey, it's not working, we're not able to export on scene. However, we do have DVR examiner back in the office, so we could plug it straight into the hard drive and try that method.
Can you explain to the members of the jury what that DVR examiner is?
DVR examiner allows you to go into the hard drive and export the entire thing, so the entire data on the actual hard drive.
Now, does it work for every single unit, or are there sometimes failures?
No, there's definitely failures. A lot of times when you get hard drives, either they're already failing or they're corrupted. And if you plug it in, it's the same thing as a USB. A lot of the times they get damaged over time.
Now, on June 29, 2022, did you respond to 1300 Northwest 15th Street?
Yes.
Why did you do that?
I was requested by homicide detectives to respond.
And do you know who the owner of that home was?
Personally, no, I don't.
But did you know his name?
Cisnero?
Is that a Robert Cisneros?
I'm not sure.
Is there anything that would refresh your
I
recollection?
could look at my report and see.
If you can, don't, just look up when you're done.
Yeah,
refresh
Robert
your-
Cisneros.
Great, thank you. Did you make contact with him?
I didn't, I made contact with the detectives were the ones making contact with him.
Okay. What, if anything, did you do after arriving on scene?
Once they allowed me to access the DVR, that's exactly what I did. I went straight to the DVR and I started working on trying to get the export.
Okay, did the homeowner give you consent or did you have to get a warrant to get that DVR?
I would have to look at my,
Please,
so it looks like it was verbal
verbal consent. Okay. Now, can you explain to the members of the jury what DVR system Mr. Cisneros had?
So he had a Shield DVR, which is it's a regular CCTV system. It's not cloud-based, it's not MVR. There is no client, anything like that. It was just a basic DVR system.
Was it an older model, newer model, if you knew?
I wouldn't know that information.
Is this a model that you were familiar with?
Yes.
Can you explain to the members of the jury what that DVR had? Like, in order for you to download it?
To export?
Yeah.
So normally with that system, you would go to their main menu and you would either look for the backup or the export option of the system. So the route that we were going to take that day was USB, which would be the native export.
Did it have a USB port that you could plug in to download?
Yes.
Were you able to download it on scene?
No.
Why not?
For whatever reason, when I went, the dates were available and the system actually went back to April. However, when I went to go back to the times to actually export the times, for whatever reason, the times were not available.
Okay, but the date was.
Date was.
Was there any evidence of any kind of tampering anyway with that system when you were viewing it?
No, because for me to say that there was tampering, I would have to say that the entire hard drive was completely wiped out or formatted.
Can you explain that to the members of the jury? What
So-
do you mean by that?
With DVR systems, you can't go back and delete just one incident or one day or 1 hour, 2 hours. When you format a hard drive within the DVR, it completely wipes out the entire hard drive, meaning everything will just disappear. And in that case, the date was available, everything went back to April, which means that nothing happened. There was no way it was formatted.
Okay. Now, before we move on, were there specific days or times of interest that you were attempted to recover?
Yes, if I could look back on my
Please.
report though. So
I'm thinking that either she lost some weight, so her shirt is a little too big, or she put on some weight and went up a shirt size, and that's why. But her arms looks like they're filling out the sleeves, but up here it looks like it's way too big for her. I think that's why it's such a mess. Maybe it's because she has a little in the bubular area that she needs a bigger shirt. But it's just a crinkly mess. It's, yeah, no. You maybe should put on some weight and needed a bigger shirt to accommodate, because her arms are filling out the shirt, and her bubular area might have grown a bit or something, but this part of the shirt is way too big for her.
they wanted June 25th, 2022, 3 a.m. to 4 a.m.
Now, were you?
No,
able to
she's
confirm
also
at the time
very bad
before you were trying to
putting her
retrieve
collar
that
down.
video, that the DVR itself was in working order?
The DVR was working. Yeah.
Now, when you said that you were unable to download it via a USB,
I never
what, if
think so.
anything, did you do next?
Once I wasn't able to export, I let the detectives on scene know. And at that point, I believe they received consent from the owner to take the DVR for further examination.
Did you take possession of that DVR?
I did.
And where'd you go with it?
Once I get the DVR, I take it back to the office.
And what did you do at the office with that DVR?
At the office, I plug it into DVR Examiner, and at that point, I attempted to conduct DVR.
That could, yeah, she's uniform patrol, so yeah, she probably has a vest on under, and that's why she needed a bigger shirt. But then she should have one when she's in dress instead of tactical gear.
Examiner on it, and for whatever reason, the actual hard drive was not scanning. It wasn't even allowing me to get to the point where I could export or even request to export.
Can you explain a little bit more what that means?
So I would plug it in to DVR Examiner. I would scan the DVR to actually pick up the hard drive, but it wasn't picking up the hard drive at all.
Was there any evidence of any kind of tampering when you were doing that?
No,
Why not?
because I couldn't even get to the hard drive.
So the fact that you couldn't get to the hard drive was evidence itself that there was no tampering?
To me, evidence enough that the actual hard drive was damaged or somehow corrupt because I was never even able to enter into it. I was never even able to get into it enough to do anything.
Okay. What after that, did you inform anybody that their video was unable to be recovered?
Yes, detectives, Detective Denores,
Chinoris.
sir, yes.
And what, if anything, did you do with the DVR after that?
Once I let them know what was going on, I just let them know the DVR is ready to be picked up. I documented everything and that was it.
When DVRs are in this manner returned, either because they cannot download those videos or things like that, is it a likely outcome, possible outcome that everything gets wiped from those DVRs?
So normally when we return the DVRs, we never plug them back in. And the reason for that is because if you plug it back in and there is, for whatever reason, data on there or anything like that, that they will need later down the line, if you plug it back in, it normally resets the hard drive altogether. So a lot of times we don't do that because just in case a detective says, hey, we need more time or we need to pull extra time, we just got more information. So we don't plug it in for that reason.
Did you purposely delete any video in this case?
No,
Is there any evidence that anyone purposely deleted any kind of video
No.
in this case?
no.
I have no further questions, John.
All of this is just to lay foundation so the neighbor can come back in and say, yes, I saw her shoot him.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So ma'am, I just wanted to clarify, because you said a few moments ago that you were asked about tampering. And I believe you said tampering would show that the entire hard drive was wiped. Am I quoting you correctly?
If you're asking if certain times were deleted from the hard drive,
Right.
you can't delete just 1 hour or 2 hours or 1 day. When you format a hard drive, it'll format the entire thing, which means I will not be able to go back to April 29, 2022, which was the earliest recording on this DVR.
So just so I understand you, so you're saying if somebody were to tamper with a DVR hard drive such as this one, that would result in everything being deleted?
Yes,
Okay.
because it's a hard drive within the DVR and it's not NVR or any other, there's no other method to actually extract or delete any video.
All right. As far as you know, when you took the hard drive into possession, the footage on it, it had footage on it, correct?
There was footage, but not the footage that the detectives were looking for. So the time frame that they were looking for was not there.
Okay. So I wanna pinpoint exactly when it was that you took possession of this item.
When I took the DVR,
Yes.
so I was there at 9:21 a.m. So somewhere around that time
This is
on
on
the 29th, June 29th.
June 29th. You arrived at the home
Correct.
of the owner of the home who had the DVR.
Yes.
Who else was there when you arrived?
Detective Guinors and Detective Morales.
And you said that you didn't make contact with the owner of the home, correct?
I don't make contact with the owners.
So you only interacted with those detectives?
Correct.
And it was the detectives and not the owner of the home who gave you the DVR, correct?
No, the DVR was on scene.
Okay, so you watched some videos on the scene?
No, I don't watch videos. I only export the videos that they're requesting.
Did you unplug anything?
I unplugged the DVR once I noticed that it was no longer an option to export on scene. And they advised that they gave consent and that they want to take it to the office.
Without telling me the contents or what it is that you saw, if anything, did you see anything, any footage from that DVR before unplugging?
No,
No. Okay. So how is it that you know that, well, you said, so you weren't talking about what's on the DVR, you just tried to download it on scene and you were not able to do that, correct?
correct,
And that's when you took it with you,
correct.
correct? So is it fair to say that you yourself weren't able to verify what videos were or were not on the DVR at that moment? Because you didn't see anything?
I didn't view any video.
Okay, so you can't say what videos were or were not on the DVR at that moment?
No,
All right, thank you. You get back to the station.
How can there be stuff on it if other stuff was deleted, but to delete the other stuff would wipe everything on it? Isn't that his point? There can be a corrupted file on a hard drive. I'm pretty sure not a Russian can explain it way better. But there can be some files that are recoverable and some files that are corrupted. Because maybe he said it was an old system. And an old hard drive, maybe it's run so many cycles that there's a problem. It happens sometimes in computers as well, where you can read something, but then you can't read something else. But all of these, it's like monkeys having smacks with a football. No one knows what the other person is saying.
And at the station, you find what, that there are no videos on the DVR?
no, when I got back to the station,
It's a DVR system, so it's just a hard disk in where he can plug it hardline in, and then it records to a hard disk. It's the same system you have if you can record from your TV. It's not a DVD, it's a DVR. It's just a recording device, and it's just one big hard disk that'll just keep recording, and then it'll push stuff out the back door when it'll probably have like 6 months of recording. I have the same on my security cameras. I have micro SD cards, and when it's filled up, it'll delete the older stuff. Files get overwritten, but that doesn't always mean it's gone, but I'm not paying attention. I'm waiting till that get to the hot plate chip off part. I'm not sure they're going to use a glue gun on this one.
and I plugged it into DVR Examiner, it will not scan the hard drive. So I was never able to pick up the hard drive to get to the export.
You couldn't get into the hard drive?
No,
Well, at the scene, and this is where we are laying foundation to get the witness back from yesterday who owns the DVR system to say that I saw the screens, on the screens I saw. But when I read about this case, they said they had surveillance. They apparently don't have surveillance, and eyewitnesses are notoriously not the most believables. I photographed the wedding. I used many cards that were working fine, but when I loaded all the cards, I had an error and couldn't recover those photos. Yeah, it can happen. It can also be the reader that you're putting it into that corrupts it. There's a lot of things that could go bad. Bad sections of the drive happens naturally over time. That's different than tampering with, which would require a complete wipe since selective editing is not possible. Yeah, well, you could go in and remove a video, but that would still leave a trace that it has been there if you try and delete it.
Were any attempts made to, rather than get into the hard drive?
Oh, don't go back, Vicky.
View
Nothing has
what
happened.
was on the hard drive through another screen or another monitor?
no,
Why not?
because I went through the export option to try to get the times that they wanted, and it said no record, no data, so the times are not there.
So from your perspective, when you checked, are you saying that there was no video for you to watch, even if you could watch the video?
I wouldn't go back to watch the video, I only export.
I understand, but your goal is to download these videos to be watched so that you can watch them at a later time, correct?
No,
What do you mean?
I don't watch the videos, I only export the video and then I provide it as evidence to the detective.
Let me rephrase. Your goal is to get this video so that somebody, like a jury, can watch this video at a later time. right?
For me, it's for the
Nothing.
detectives. I don't do anything as far as the case goes. I get the video, whatever it is that they ask.
As I said, she's telling one story. The lawyers, it's monkeys and a football, because she wants to imply that someone deleted it, and she could just have used a different HDMI stick. And maybe, did you try restarting the computer before you did it? And he will never understand it, because it's not to the benefit of his client for him to understand that it's just a bad partition on the hard drive. And she's trying to explain it, but as every other expert doesn't have the expertise to explain it so normal people will understand it. And the prosecutor, I don't like him. I think he's a D word.
For camera, dates, times. I get that video, I put it onto a USB, and then I would put it onto a disc. Then
She was given access to it by the owner.
at that point, that's the
Let me rephrase
evidence.
my question. Let's assume that the detectives asked you to do this because they wanted to have a video, which is evidence, which they could later arrange that video to be played in front of a jury or a judge at a trial,
Okay.
right? Okay? So your purpose was to get that video so that they can use it later, right?
Yes,
You tried to download it for that purpose, and you weren't able to because, as far as you can tell, the DVR didn't have any data on it, correct?
it had data. It just wasn't exporting the dates and times that they were asking for.
All right. So you couldn't export it. However, you know that the detectives were able to watch some of the video before it was taken from the owner's home.
I said this guy won't have the ability to understand it, because that helps his client, because it implies that the police didn't look for the evidence.
Correct?
Normally, when they ask us to come out, it's because they've already reviewed video.
Okay. So we know that it was working and you could see videos on it before it was taken from the owner's home, right?
What was that, sorry?
We know that this DVR has footage which the detectives supposedly had already seen, and that's the reason why they're sending you to retrieve it, right?
Yes,
You're not able to retrieve it.
no.
So wouldn't it be effective to plug in that DVR, which you're not able to get anything from, plug it into a monitor to see if you could still play the videos, just like the detectives had done back at the person's home?
It would have been the same thing. I'm just taking it from one monitor to another. What I was able to see on scene is the same thing that I was going to see back at the office.
Right, but you could see it, and then you could record it another way, right? Like
No.
a body-worn camera, or with a phone, or just record something.
she
so you
couldn't
preserve it.
play
as
it.
evidence, right?
There was no evidence. I was not able to export the dates and times that they were asking.
And I think we're not understanding each other. I understand that you couldn't download it, but my question is, your job is to retrieve this so that it could be watched later. We've established that, right? So you can't download it. So as an alternative to accomplish your task, my question to you is, isn't it true that you could have found the monitor, plugged in the DVR, play the video that you're looking for, and record it with another device, such as the body-worn camera that you're wearing, take out a phone, record it in any other way, and that way we have a recording of the evidence this evidence which pertains to a murder case. Isn't that a solution to the problem?
Are you asking about playback? Like
Yes.
to actually play the video?
Yes, ma'am.
My job is not to play back the video. My job was to respond and export the video.
Okay.
He's asking, did you have the option of playing this? And
The playback option is there. But my reason for responding was to export the video. And when I went to export and it will not be exported, at that point, we took the DVR back to the office.
All right, so all those other options that I just explained to you, none of that was done, correct?
No,
And at some point, the DVR was returned to the owner, correct?
yes.
No,
And
not if it's downloaded. It'll be fine.
if the owner,
As long as there's
when he got the DVR back, found that everything had been
custody.
erased, can you explain how something like that could happen?
If I run DVR Examiner, Like I said, I don't plug the hard drives back in for that reason, because it usually resets the hard drive or wipes it out completely.
So you
once
wouldn't have wiped it out completely?
No,
Right.
no.
So if we have a DVR that was in this home, and this DVR had about a month's worth of footage on it, then it's taken from the home. And then sometime later, it's returned to the home. And now, when it's at the home, it's working fine, but all that month-long footage is gone. How do you explain that? How does something like that happen?
I can only tell you that I unplug the DVR, plug it into DVR Examiner, and normally when we plug it back in, which is the reason why we don't do it, we don't plug the DVRs back in when we return them in case detectives need more data later. Normally, when you plug it back in, it formats and resets the hard drive.
So is it fair to say that as you sit here, you are not able to tell us how it was that a month's worth of footage was lost while it was in police custody? You're not able to tell us how that happened?
She just said when you plug it back into the DVR, it formats, which wipes the hard drive. She said that 3 times already.
No, sir.
Thank you.
She didn't do it, but the DVR system most likely did it when they put it in.
Detective, just to clarify, when you plug in the DVR to DVR Examiner, you do not plug it in again, right?
No.
And that's because why?
We don't want to plug it back in case the detectives need more data later on. If we plug it back in, it formats and resets the hard drive.
And so the hard drive then would be blank
Correct,
because it's been reset.
correct.
So when a homeowner gets a blank DVR, or excuse me, a DVR back and plugs it back in, it would reset,
It will cause the reset or the format of the hard drive.
which would delete everything.
Yes.
Great. I have no further questions, Your Honor. I'm gonna go sidebar.
You can step down.
But that's the thing. If they had given him that, he would argue that that shouldn't be the ones they gave him. Are they taking the break because one of the lawyers had another engagement?
Is the last officer, yeah, she, no, she is, yes. Okay.
If you insert a new hard drive into the system, it'll format it the first time. She took it out of the system, put it into DVR reader, and she says if you then plug it back into the DVR system, it'll format. So most likely that's what happened.
Or just narrow some come back in.
It wasn't her job.
You're still under oath from yesterday.
Okay.
So come on back in. Thank you.
Yeah, but he has another court he has to be in 11 minutes.
Good morning, Mr. Cisneros.
Good morning.
Well, maybe someone clicked yes when asked if they needed to format.
So I want to go back to,
Yes, they are recalling him because they didn't lay foundation why they have him say what was on the DVR instead of showing what was on the DVR, but because the DVR was deleted, they need him to say, I saw on the DVR that she shot him. It's very easy.
where we kind of left off yesterday. You mentioned that the police came to your house to ask for your cameras.
Yes,
Did you view those cameras with the detectives while they were playing it?
yes,
You stay there the whole time.
yes.
Can you please tell the jury what it is that you saw in that footage?
Same objection.
It's the same, late, the foundation.
Understood, Judge. Mr. Cisneros, before we get into what you saw,
Uh-huh.
did the officers try and download the video that you viewed together at your house?
I believe that was their original intention, yes.
Were they able to download it?
No, they were not.
Do you know why they weren't able to download it?
Not exactly. No, I'm under the assumption it's because like I mentioned before, the device is an older device.
They couldn't find the files with the dates the police wanted, so they gave it back to him.
Well,
Sorry, can you say that again?
That why they were able to download it, I'm not exactly sure. Just maybe the program wasn't compatible. I can't really say for sure.
At some point, did someone come and try to take your DVR to get that video?
Yes,
Did you give them the DVR?
yes, I handed the DVR.
Is
Sorry,
this,
the last part? You're soft spoken.
I'm sorry. I handed the DVR. Yeah.
was there any evidence of tampering with the DVR before you gave it to the detectives?
No,
When the detectives were viewing your video, did you see them mess with the DVR at
No.
any point?
No.
Did they try to delete the video?
no,
Did they try to tamper with it?
No.
Did they cut a cable?
no.
Did you cut a cable?
I did not cut any cables. No,
Did you try to tamper with it?
no I did not.
When the detective came to retrieve your DVR, did you give it to them?
Yes.
Were they able to retrieve the video?
As far as I know, no. When it was in their possession, no.
When you got the DVR back, were there any videos on it?
No,
Was there any evidence of tampering when you got it back?
no.
Judge, may we go sidebar?
No, let's continue.
Now, Mr. Cisneros, I want to talk about that video.
Okay.
What did you see in the video?
Same object.
Oh, yes.
When we got to the time frame that the detective wanted to look at, I know it's in the middle of the night. I can't recall the exact time. We witnessed a person that he was interested in running from the property directly behind mine, because that property, there's no fencing, so anybody can just come in and out of that property. And I have an alleyway behind my property. It's one of those old type alleyways where garbage used to get picked up behind the houses. He was running towards the fence, towards my fence. Obviously, I have a 6-foot wooden fence, so I couldn't keep going. So then he changes direction and goes, I want to say, in an easterly direction. Goes out of view of the camera. A few seconds, maybe a minute later, he's more like not running anymore. It's more like stumbling. And then he drops out of view. Just keep in mind, I have a 6-foot fence, so anything on the ground in the alleyway, you can't really see it, but you can see individuals walking back and forth and also vehicles.
So I want to break that down. You mentioned that the individual the detectives were interested in was running.
Yeah, initially.
He was running towards where?
He ran, my house faces north, so he was running towards the back of my house, so he was running in a northerly direction, and then changes direction and goes easterly down the alleyway, out of view of the camera. And then a few seconds later, he comes back, but stumbling now, he's not running anymore.
You mentioned he was stumbling. Did he appear to be injured?
Judging from my experience as a firefighter, the way he was stumbling, yeah, it did appear that he was injured.
And when he stumbled, what area did he stumble in, based on the video you saw?
He fell right behind my property, more on the easterly side of the end of my property, but in the alleyway.
And what else did you see in the video?
Maybe a few minutes or 10 minutes go by, there's a vehicle that approaches.
You mentioned 10 minutes go by.
Well, just
More or less.
just generalization. Yeah, again, any kind of time that I give you, it's generalization because it's.
So some time goes by, a vehicle approaches. What else do you see?
We see a female get out of the vehicle, approach the area where the subject had dropped, and I don't have any sound on my camera, so we can't hear what's verbally being said. And the female paces back and forth several times until I believe a Homestead police officer arrives.
Does she ever get back into the car in the video you reviewed?
To the best of my recollection, I believe she did. But I don't believe she left the area. But then again, the angle of my camera only faces one direction. She did go out of view several times, but
She went out of view of the camera?
Thank you, Beverly.
When she goes back into view, do you see her try and approach the male that you saw stumbling?
yes, she did.
Were you able to see what she was doing?
No, unfortunately, no.
Why not?
Because the height of my fence blocks any view of the ground level.
What was the female that you saw in the video doing after she approaches the male that stumbled?
The best I can describe it, she looked maybe emotionally distraught. A couple of times or maybe a few times she put her hand on her head. And the way I best can describe it is her pacing back and forth, it looked like she was upset.
And did you see when the police arrived in the video?
Yeah, I can't see when the police officer arrived.
Was she still there in the alleyway?
Yes.
Moment to confer, Judge.
You're a firefighter. You see someone come running. You see him stumbling, which in your experience looks like he's injured, and you don't do anything. And then 10 minutes later, a lady comes and starts pacing back and forth, and you don't do anything. What? That seems weird for a firefighter not to try and go out and help someone. And again, when is she shot then if he's just lying on the ground? Because 10 minutes later, if she nicked an artery, he would be gone way before that.
No further questions. Let's see if there's any-
Oh, he was. I believe he was home at the time. Maybe I'm wrong. But thank you. Yeah, I didn't think about
Good
that.
morning again, sir.
Hey, Paula.
Now, these videos that you observed with the detectives, you all were focusing on a specific period of time, correct?
Yes,
And that would have been,
I don't listen.
I guess, after this man had already been shot, that would have been after that period of time, correct?
yes,
You didn't have a chance to view footage that would have occurred before that may or may not have shown him running around or doing what happened, correct?
no,
But that footage would have been there because you had, I think you said you had about a month's worth of footage on there,
yeah,
correct?
the cameras record 24 hours a day.
And that month's worth of footage was there at the time that the police took your DVR, correct?
Yes.
And you said you got it back, what, a couple weeks later?
Yeah,
More or
again,
less.
timeframe wise, it was a while. Yeah,
Got it back, and when you got it back, it was nothing.
correct.
So when you got it back, did you, well, you didn't erase anything because you had nothing to erase.
No,
Did you reset the machine?
no, I did not.
Do you have any idea how that month's worth of footage got erased?
I can only speculate that since it's an older device, if it's not plugged into power, it eventually the hard drive just,
No, that's
deletes,
not how hard
images.
drives
But you, I
work.
mean, you don't know that.
but not for sure. No, I can't say for sure.
That's not how hard drives work.
And as far as it being not plugged into power, well, I mean, you don't know how that works. You're speculating that if you unplug this machine, you don't know what happens, right?
Correct, yeah.
But the machine did work when you plugged it back in, right?
Yes, yeah,
And it continued doing what it was supposed to do, keeping footage, saving it.
yes.
At any given time, you've got about a month worth of footage
Yes.
before it starts recording old
Yeah,
old footage.
yeah, correct.
All right, sir, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Mr. Cisneros, how far
Be
does
with
your
you.
camera that faces the alleyway, what's the width and length or length that it captures? Like, how far does it capture out?
It'll capture where my property ends in reference to the alleyway. It'll capture individuals or vehicles passing through the alleyway.
Only through the alleyway?
Well, it's mainly focused, like I mentioned, my yard is very small. It's only 5 feet from the back of the house to the fence line. So the whole purpose is just to focus on my property in case there's any trespassers or for whatever reason. But since it has a wide view, it does record, it'll see anything in the alleyway. But that's not its intended purpose. It's mainly just to keep an eye on my property in the back.
Now, this incident happened at 1237 Northwest 14th Street. Can you tell us how close that address is to your house?
We're on the same block. My house is on 15th Street, and then that address is right behind us.
Would your cameras capture all the way to that house?
No, there's heavy shrubbery, trees. The only thing you can see is just trees. There's really nothing, you can't really see anything past that point.
So it wouldn't have captured, even if it wanted to, it wouldn't have been able to capture it.
No, not past that point, no.
Judge, permission to retrieve what's already been admitted into evidence as states 6. Mr. Cisneros, can you show, permission to step down, Judge, the witness? Permission to witness. Can you show the jury where your house is in reference to the alleyway?
My house is,
So when you mention your cameras only captured here?
yes, there's a doorway here, cameras, flip it up over. This is actually right here. Pretty much this is what it seems.
Now, are you able to say what direction, when you viewed that video, the male was running?
Here, it came out of this area. The angle of the camera actually seen here. So it looked like it came from this general direction, and then he ran this way. Came from this direction, came in the view of the camera around here, and then he ran this way. Like I said, he disappeared for about a minute, and he comes stumbling back, and he actually, this is a canopy of a tree, but my camera can see underneath it. And it drops around here.
And then where does the female that you see in the video approach from with the vehicle?
I believe there was this general direction, because since it was dark, the headlights illuminated this entire area. So that vehicle was there the entire time. And then she walks in initially, then just paces back and forth several times until the first police officer arrives.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Were you able to see in the video if she was ever on the phone or anything?
No, I can't say for sure. Like I mentioned before, she goes out of view of the camera several times, so it's possible.
Thank you, Judge. No further questions.
Folks, I need to take about a 10-minute break before we go on to the next witness. We'll probably go till about 12.
Ten-minute breaks. For those of you who weren't here yesterday and need a little refresher what this case is about, this was my introduction to it yesterday. She was then put into the Turner Guilford Night Correction Center, where she became pregnant. And you're saying, but Baker, you old fuddy-duddy, how do you become pregnant in prison? Well, apparently another inmate, Juan Depes, who's also charged with unaliving, and her started communicating through the vent system. They started talking about Juan, or Johan, however you pronounce his name, wanted to have a child. But he probably couldn't because he was in prison for unaliving someone. So how do you get someone pregnant? How do you get someone pregnant when you're in prison? Well, oh, Jamie, you're gonna love this. Apparently, he whacks off in either a glove or some saran wrap, and That's so stupid. And then you send it over to her. And and she puts the baby batter inside the oven. It
What is happening?
Oh, Jamie, you didn't hear?
No, I just pulled your stream up and you're laughing. So I was like, I got to get on here immediately.
Well, we're covering a case where a girl went to prison for pew-pewing her boyfriend. It happens. Who hasn't done that? But in prison, she meets a new guy, and they start communicating through the vent system. And he really want to have a baby.
While in prison?
Yeah, well, he's also in there for murder, so probably not going to go out and make one the natural way.
Oh, yeah, he's not going to be a great dad.
He beats off in some saran wrap or a glove or something.
They will find a way.
You take some saran wrap, and then you take your cream bottle, lotion bottle, and give it some really, really good shakes. Maybe you're thinking about, I don't know, Pamela Anderson in Baywatch. Maybe you're thinking about Auntie Bev sighing on the throne. And then when you have shaken your bottle enough, you then you put some lotion in the saran wrap. This has been the most interesting part of the trial so far because audio shit, we can't see any of the evidence. And me explaining how babies are made through a vent is probably the most interesting part that has happened. Maybe he's in prison, he saved some. Yeah. Recovery addict isn't doing these demonstrations. Well, he sings birthday songs for people. I do demonstrations of fertilizations. I don't know what Timcast is, and I don't know what it is. Probably correct. I don't know. That video clip that you just showed us, is that on a shorts reel? No, I just made it out of the clip from yesterday. I haven't uploaded it anywhere. I just wanted it as a new intro because Sue always yells at my music. Can this happen? Does Toxygen kill that gross stuff? Well, it's not gross. It's half the baby. I just don't understand how they can still be viable going through an air conditioned system because they should be around body temperature or they'll perish really fast. It will grow up to be, well, either that or an HVAC installer. I think the stuff can survive for 3 to 5 minutes if it's wrapped up, even after exposure. If you do it not, it could work. I just love that I cover a lot of stupid cases. This case is not stupid. It's just allegedly a girlfriend who got mad at her boyfriend for smoking meth or doing coke or whatever and shot him in the leg. It's a mile a minute case. Nothing spectacular in this case. The only spectacular is the video evidence that we was promised would be here doesn't exist. But then you just put in a venti baby. And all of a sudden, it's a little more interesting because the case is absolutely boring. Life will find a way. Exactly. Didn't they? Prison guards should know. But why are there a co-ed prison where they can talk to? Why aren't they in separate parts of the prison? I don't get that part. Yeah, the baby is with the dad's mother. But there are ways to meet other inmates in jail. There are tons of corruptions and bribes. Fedorowski, don't spoil a pretty good story because this case is boring. This case is only good because of the vent baby. Other than that, it's absolutely horrendous to watch. If I could find something else, I would watch that. It only takes one time. Well, apparently they tried multiple times, and she used a yeast infection applicator. As I said yesterday, I don't understand women. Why would you applicate yeast? They were 2 floors apart. Oh, she's 6 now, so she can read the papers. No, she can't be because this was in 2022, I believe, right? She had the baby in exchange to have money put on her books. Hey, why not? Those Twinkies, they are pretty expensive in prison, so why not be a surrogate mom in prison? What happened to the Leslie trial? What Leslie? Leslie who? I can't remember the names of defendants in most cases. I need to figure out what case it is. Sue, you are such a naysayer. What's the Leslie trial? Leslie Bellieu? Did we cover that? Do I know that case? Again, I cover way too many cases. I only remember 5 of them. Maybe I got tired of it and nope. That's absolutely not the way you spell it. Nope. Leslie Bellieu. Dale Leslie. Nope, that's not the one. He's the sheriff deputy. Cop who killed the girlfriend. Oh, well, we watched that one. We finished watching that. Yeah, we did all of that case Monday, right? Yeah, it's we watched the entire trial in one day. Because even my age, I do have some stamina. So that case ended with him being found guilty in manslaughter because he accidentally shot his girlfriend in the forehead. Not the money shot she was looking for. Well, it took 7.5 hours to stream it.
Hi.
I don't remember names, Danny. Do you know how many trials I'm? It's the same. Marissa and the kid yelled at me. Don't you remember anything I say? Well, no. I try. It's not because I don't want to remember things, but I have 5 cases that I have to try and remember at the same time. I'm being hit by copyright strikes. I have to figure out who hates me now. Jamie is yelling at me. I don't sleep. I have enough on my plate. So it was because next week we were looking at the Microsoft executive who was unalived by a hitman. That has been moved to next year, and I thought that was next week. Brian Walsh was supposed to start in 2 weeks, right? That's moved too. So a lot of free time. Maybe we should just go on vacation, Jamie.
I mean, you could get some sleep, but nah, you won't.
I've slept a lot the last 2 days because when I wake up at 5, I say, nope, you go back to bed. And then I sleep till like 7:30.
Why is that hard to believe?
It's true. Today I got up too late. I did chest today and I couldn't find my wrist wrap, so I had to go to another gym and buy wrist wraps at that gym. And I didn't get to the gym till 10 o'clock today. I was late.
Oh. Man, oh man.
Jamie, it's Thursday. I usually write something long and endearing as a greeting, but today I can't think of anything at all. My mind is just blank, so there's nothing else to say except...
It is Thursday. I'm so happy.
Yes, Florida versus Shanna Gardner was the case, but that's going to be next year. Oh, Jamie, congratulate my daughter. She got a new job today.
Aw. Congratulations, Minnie Baker.
And Mama Baker, not Minnie Baker. We don't let them work that young.
Minnie Mama Baker.
Yeah, I'm best at 4 a.m. Wrist straps, gay. No, I have weak wrist because I don't do my handwork like you do, Zach. So, all like this guy in this case did. Yeah, don't go into AJ's Discord. I heard Gabby is in there. Well, she's also in my Discord, but Gabby, she's the female Zach, some says. I would never, ever do that because I respect women. But some say she's just like Zach.
I like that. And I like Zach. So
I love the show you had with Emily. Would you visit her class for a baking demo or snack preparation? The only thing is it's a little hard to do the baking preparation for, so that would be something we have to have talked about beforehand. But love her, would love to do something with her again. Yeah, I have video evidence that, but I do know in the, well, again, Zach is
oh my God.
Was the chest press a broomstick. Oh. Rumor has it he is Bert's personal trainer. I'm just saying. I heard that out in the town.
Mm-hmm. Out on the town. You're just talking about it out on the town.
Maybe some peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I never had one, so I wouldn't know how to make it because I am not a fan of peanut butter.
He does hate the peanut butter. He's a crazy man.
Well, I don't hate it, Jamie, but I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not the biggest peanut fan.
What does that mean? I'm not a fan of it.
If I am to buy something, I'm never standing there thinking, today I really need some peanuts. I would rather have macadamia nuts. They're great. Just too much fat in them.
But peanut butter you do not like.
No, it tastes like peanuts, and I'm not a fan of peanuts. So why would I eat peanut butter? I do now and again eat a Reese's peanut butter cup when people send it to me, but
you hate it?
No, it's not a flavor I would choose. If it's not, I don't hate it. It's kind of like moon pie. Moon pie are just dry marshmallow covered in chocolate. It's not something I would go and order. I like Twinkies though.
Twinkies are pretty good. I do like cashews the best. Those are like my favorite.
Cashews are good. Macadamia is pretty good as well. Pistachios was a big thing when I was a kid, and it's just all of that. You have to sit and work so hard for it.
Yeah, I don't like the moon pie thing. Oh, marshmallow to me.
Have you been watching, Jamie? It's so boring today.
Yeah, I've been lurking.
You have free reign to end a little bit before 12:30, if that's the natural break. Do not end out with 12:30.
What are your thoughts so far?
We don't really know what happened.
I know, but do you think she was defending herself?
No. I think she got mad he was out doing coke and then shot him.
All right, for the jurors.
Never say that to the White Rabbit. She beat me once when I said it. That's why I'm not allowed back to the US. We do sugar-coated almonds for Christmas here. They're good. I like those.
Down for lawyers and slate, you can be seated. Class break at 12:30 for lunch. The next witness to the state.
Yes, Your Honor, the state called Victor Gill.
Sweet or tail?
And thank you, our judge, for indulging that.
Well, we haven't seen it yet, so I hope that there's CCTV of her with a gun yelling at him. So far, we haven't seen it, and as always, the state has to prove their case. It's not enough that someone said that, well, there is evidence out there. We go into the case like the jury, and innocent until proven guilty. I don't think she did it.
He's gonna start sharing the testimony about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes. Agatha Christie is good. We are a bit bored today.
Good afternoon, officer. Can you
Good
please state
afternoon.
your- can you state your name for the record?
Victor Gill,
Okay. And can you please tell the jury what's your current occupation?
I am a deputy sheriff with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office,
How long have you been with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office?
going on 26 years.
So what exactly is your current assignment then with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office?
I am a canine handler with the within the narcotics section, and I have a firearms detection dog.
Okay. So can you describe to the jury what some of your roles are as a canine handler?
My daily roles are to assist detectives in their investigations where they need to locate or assistance in searching for anything related to a firearm.
Now, back in June of 2022, what was your assignment? Were you still a canine handler?
Yes.
Okay. So what type of training do you need to undergo as a canine handler?
Myself and the dog in our unit, the way that it is the dog and I are chosen. We're both in my situation. I was a green handler, meaning I never handled a canine prior to this, and the dog was never on any scent, meaning the odor that they had to detect. So we both start off green. We have an independent trainer who trains us together, puts us through a whole process, and the dog, basically everyone knows what a dog does. They love to find food. We use that natural instinct to train them to find. We give them a toy. From the toy, we insert the odors that we want them to find, and then we go through the process of training together.
So what's your canine's name then?
It's a female Belgian Malinois named Nani, Nany.
So you had mentioned that you were green with Nani. When did that happen? When did you guys first start working together?
I got to canine in February of 2018.
Okay, so then by 2022, you had already been together for, a few years then, right?
That is correct.
All right. So I want to break down a little bit about what you talked about regarding scent and how they're trained to find a certain type of scent with your toy.
Yes.
What exactly is Nani trained to find then, and how did you guys do that?
So, like I said, it's the natural instinct of the dog to search and to find food. We take that natural instinct and we introduce what is a toy. I didn't bring my Kong, but it's a Kong. It's usually a red or black toy. We introduce that. We play with them to see their enthusiasm, to see how much they actually interact with you. In that process, now we introduce the two odors. The two odors that we associated to firearms are gun oil and black powder. The reason for those two odors is because black powder obviously is in ammunition. So when a firearm is fired, it also causes combustion, which makes the round go out the barrel. So that stays in on the casing or on the actual firearm. The gun oil, every firearm from manufacturing, from the first day that it has to be lubricated so that it can move, all the mechanical parts can move freely. So that's why you have gun oil and black powder, and they both have to be from inception fired to make sure that the firearm is working. So we know from day one, whenever this firearm was sold, it had to be through a testing process to make sure that it works and that it's oiled properly. So those two odors are the two that we associated to the firearm.
Okay, so you mentioned though that you're in the narcotics section, but you look for firearms. Is your dog trained to look for narcotics too then, or?
No, in our section, what we have is what we call single purpose. So sometimes you'll see some dogs will have what they call bite dogs, and then they also can alert to odors. Our dogs are single purpose, so we only focus on one thing, and for my dog, it's just firearm detection.
And how often is Nani trained then?
With our department, we have to certify every year with an independent someone who certifies us. Ours is through FIU, Florida International University, and it's the International Forensics Research Institute. Sends out an independent person who is not attached to our department, and they run us through a testing. I do 4 areas outside of casings and firearms, and then 4 areas interior, and I have to find all 8 of those aids in those locations to pass certification every year.
I have a couple more questions about Nani.
Okay.
Has Nani ever had any other handler?
No.
So you've been the only person with Nani?
Yeah, she will retire with me.
Okay. Now, does Nani just use her sense of smell, or is she trying to hear or look for things with her eyes?
Objection calls for speculation.
The dogs are based off odor. So when we don't see it, they don't look for the actual item. Again, it's the odor that emanates from the item. So it's the black powders and the oils is what the dog is actually alerting to.
Okay, so I want to bring your attention then to the morning of June 25th, 2022, Saturday. Were you on duty that day?
I was called out on that day.
Okay, so you were called out, but did you respond to 1237 Northwest 14th Street in Homestead, Florida?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you responded to the scene, how does that start off? What do you do?
I usually make contact with the detectives. We do so many of these calls that we're just tools for the detectives. So we usually respond to the scene. We speak to the detectives that called us out to see how they need us to assist them in whatever way.
So when you arrived on the scene, were there other officers already present there, or? Wow.
Yeah, there was already other officers present.
Was it still night out or was it day?
From what I recall, it was day.
Okay. So were you given any specific roles or tasks during when you arrived?
Like I said, I don't remember the whole incident in its entirety, but I do, per my report, recall that I was asked to search a location, a residence, and an exterior part of a residence. I was tasked, per my report, from what I recall, I was tasked to search a residence and the exterior front location of a residence.
Now, at this time, as you're there with Nani, is there any other canine unit that's there at the same time?
From looking at one of the reports, there was another handler that was present.
Okay. Now, what do you do in order to prepare Nani to start looking for any evidence on the scene?
For the interior search, one of the first things that we would do is run through the house or conduct a walkthrough of the house to make sure that the house is safe and there aren't any objects or anything that would interfere with the dogs, especially for safety concerns, for myself or the dog.
So we talked about that there were multiple places, that Nani had done a search. On the actual property itself, inside or outside, did Nani locate anything?
Yes.
Yes, if you were here Monday, we got the verdict. Guilty.
What did she locate?
A firearm.
Okay. Do you remember how she ended up locating that?
Yes, that's the part that I do remember because it was not a normal situation. I was searching the front location of the area, and as I was searching the area, my dog pulls me towards a tree, areca palm tree, and goes into the branches or leaves of it and sits down, and that's how we know. And that's her form of letting us know that there's something present.
Okay. So is Nani on a leash as well too?
Yes.
Now, are you standing in front of her, leading her where to go?
No.
You're letting her take control then?
That is correct.
Your Honor, I'm now showing defense what's been already introducing that evidence at State Exhibit 14. Now, what are you looking at here in this image?
The areca palm tree.
Okay, is that the palm tree that you were just describing that Nani took you to?
Yes.
Now, we see this here. When Nani had sat down and signaled to you that there was something in the area, were you able to see it with your eyes what was there?
No, I was not.
Okay, so what do you do next then as you're being alerted to this area?
I know that someone was assisting me from what I remember. We moved the branches, and as we moved the branches apart, you could see what appeared to be a butt of a firearm.
And is that the butt of the firearm you're describing?
Yes,
And that's what you saw on that day with Nani?
that is correct.
Now, when you locate that, are you grabbing the firearm or touching it in any way?
No,
What do you do then?
I just notify the homicide detectives and the crime scene technicians just for a chain of custody to make sure that they can itemize and document the property properly.
So now that you've located the firearm itself, are you and Nani looking for anything else?
I know that we continue to search to a certain extent, but there was nothing else that my dog located.
Did you find any spent bullet casings?
No, I did not.
Did you locate any empty magazines or anything else, or just the firearm?
Just the firearm.
Okay, Your Honor, a moment to confirm. Your Honor, no further questions at this time.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay, bye.
We're gonna go a little earlier than I anticipated, not a bad thing, so we'll take a lunch break until 1:30. That should give you all enough time to travel, go wherever you go, or stay in the building if you want to go to the cafeteria on the first floor, or the cafeteria on the bottom floor. I'm gonna remind you again, not to discuss this case amongst yourselves or with anybody else, not to do any research about this case. If you see anyone involved in this case, whether it's the defendant, this thing, the lawyers or any witnesses or potential witnesses, there are my instructions to ignore you, please ignore them. Martha will tell you where to meet them on the, probably third floor.
Yes,
Go ahead and take your notebooks, put them in the envelope like yesterday, we'll take them from you, and then you can give them back to you once you come back. We'll aim to start testimony at 1:30, so please plan accordingly, so we can start at 1:30, okay?
All rise for the jurors.
So we'll come back and we'll plan to start before 1:30, correction, so we'll have this meeting ready for us. So we'll come back to this before 1:30. Could you inform this, Mr. Tomas, what witnesses you would expect to call for today?
I can let everybody know. I'm calling Danny Morales next. He is one of the detectives on scene. I've spoken to Mr. Tomas as well. I need to talk to Detective Morales first. I'm probably going to be introducing the defense phone up at this point and publishing one of the ring camera videos with Detective Hernandez, but I need to speak to him first before I do that. I'm calling my DNA expert, my firearms expert, another Canine officer, and I think that's a good place to stop for the day. And then tomorrow I'll have one of my detectives, my actual close-up extraction officer, and then medical examiner. I think that's it.
So 3 witnesses today, tomorrow.
I believe so, yes.
Okay. I never asked you this, Mr. Tomas, and we've been talking freely about the victim. Is there a stipulation to legal ID?
We're going to get to that, but yes.
I will be stipulating, yes.
All right.
I have the stipulation.
Okay, so we'll thank you for talking before. Otherwise, you know how this goes, right? We're gonna have a grieving family member on the witness stand.
No, I'm not.
I know, but just so Ms. Lynn understands why you would be stipulating
Yes.
to the legal ID, even though everyone's been speaking freely about who this man was, it still needs to be proven that he was a Bureau of Methods, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll come back right before 1:30. If you guys need me beforehand, let us know. Thank you all.
Thank you.
This is there's a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
It's weird that yeah, well, we found a gun. Okay. I saw something on my video, but I didn't hear anything. Oh, okay. Now we're going to get a DNA analysis and something. When are we going to see that CCTV? If it's on CCTV that she shoots him, why the hell haven't we seen that yet? That
I
would
thought
be
they don't have it.
well. That's what people say is out there. Her with a gun shooting him.
Yeah.
So why haven't we seen it?
I mean, that would be case closed, right?
You probably didn't need all of these people come in and say, "Yeah, I was there. I saw something." Yeah, we watched 20 minutes of them just closing down the crime scene yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. It is so slow. Get to what happened so we can judge if it's guilty or not. Yeah. So far, we just something happened. They found a guy who was shot,
Mhm.
and he was falling over 10 minutes before this lady arrived in her car, according to the only eyewitness who isn't an eyewitness who saw a recording. So was he shot before that? Then why is she driving her car around there?
Well, yeah, especially if he was at her house right there,
Yeah, and she
and
claims
then he
that
ran off.
it was self-defense. She had to shoot him outside of the house.
Yeah, because he was on coke and he was being belligerent or whatever.
Yeah, she was throwing him out.
Yeah.
And then she shot him,
Oh,
and then he ran around, and then she 10 minutes later go looking for him.
well, the guy today made it seem like he went running, and then when he came back out, he was injured. But it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't get the car thing either. I was confused on why like she shows up in a vehicle if she was just at her house.
Yeah.
He ran from her house.
Lazy bum who drives her car around to the back of her house, but still, that seems a little weird. And Pete's Pony, they were boyfriend breaking up something.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss Jessica. She went over to his friend's house and dragged him home. Yeah, we know that. But then we know he was running around in her backyard. That's not a euphemism. And then he came stumbling back. And then 10 minutes later, she came driving.
Yeah,
What?
that's where I'm confused. I'm like,
That's
wait, what?
that makes no sense.
Yeah.
I'm at this point, if I had to go and vote, I would vote not guilty. They haven't proven anything. We know a police officer came and they had to clip his pants off because he had an injury to his leg. That's all we know.
Yeah, so far we've got nothing, in my opinion. So that's why I'd asked you like what you thought. I was just like, so far what we've heard, what do you think? And I haven't heard anything relevant yet.
No, again, the guy who said she came and dragged him out of the house, he was rolling a fatty in another room, and then I saw her car. I saw her. I don't know. I didn't do drugs. You sounded quite like you did a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
There's no connection between the vent baby and the dead dude. Well, the connection is the dead dude sent her to prison. In prison, she apparently is talking to a guy 2 stories above. Imagine, I can't even date in DMs. These people are sitting while everyone can listen in the vent system saying, "Hey, puppy, I want your baby batter. Hey, mommy, you want some money in your commissary if you'll use my baby batter to make me a baby? Sure, puppy." Everyone in the prison must have been listening in.
I wonder what that sounds like for real though. Like, yeah, if you can hear, everyone can hear you. I'm sure they can, but it's just like, what
It's
a
air
weird
conditioned.
concept.
Have you ever? No, you probably never. I lived in an.
No,
old,
I've never talked through my ear.
I lived in an old apartment building, and the the water line from the toilets were not in the wall, so
Oh,
every
okay,
time
I see.
anyone pulled the plunger, you could hear it on all floors that someone was using the toilet. It's
I mean,
imagine
I
sitting
lived
there.
in an apartment, so yeah, I could hear toilets flush from upstairs. I don't think I ever really heard anybody talk in the vents, but like, I assume, yeah, I can understand that probably be everyone could hear it, but it's so weird. God.
Yeah, have they made a DNA test? I think they did figure out that it was her. Um, his, yes. The other prisoners were entertained, so they chipped in to bribe the guards so they could get Smexy audio. It's like Jamie's books. Hey, what would you do to me if you were in my cell? Oh,
Oh
I
my
would frisk
God.
you. I would put you up against the wall, and I would say, spread him. And then I would run my hands, but I wouldn't do the outside of the hands. I would be checking under your boobular areas a lot.
Please
Maybe
don't write a
even
book.
maybe try and tune to the Far East station, if you know what I mean.
Baker, don't ever write a sexy book.
There's a reason I'm single, yes.
Oh my God, I can't.
It's yeah. It's so far we have nothing.
Yeah.
Other than a guy had a hole in his leg. And she was angry because he was doing drugs. That's what we have so far. And she has really bad tattoos. We haven't even heard about the baby making. So
Do you think they're even going to bring it up?
no, because it has nothing to do with the crime, so they can't do it.
Yeah, I know, but like, do you think she's going to testify? Clearly, if she wants to claim this as self-defense, it might be best for her to go up there.
Yeah.
Will they be able to ask her about that? I'm wondering.
No. It has nothing to do with the crime. It's outside the scope.
No, but it's
Jamie, I think this is one of your friends. I think this is a Finnish name.
I was laughing yesterday because I was going to send it to you. She made another video, and she was teaching colors and numbers. And I was like, I was listening, and you know what's funny? I forgot it already. I learned 1, 2, 3.
Yksi, kaksi, kolme.
Yeah, and I already forgot. You just said it, but or whatever. But
It's the only things I can say in Finnish. So.
And I was like, I said it, and I was like, oh my God, I'm good. And I was gonna clip it and send it to you. Say I'm learning, but
Yeah, well, go back. Yeah, try and pronounce the name.
well, I wonder if it's spelled the way she writes it out, because the way she writes it out, it seems to like it sounds like she says. And I was gonna ask you about that, but I'll have to think about it later.
I never answered. The jury came back. They had another witness who just said, "Yeah, we found a gun," and then they were sent to lunch, and we'll be back in about an hour.
Yeah.
In Danish, this would be Berkør Vyrdje, but Finnish has nothing to do with the rest of the Scandinavian languages.
Well, it looks like Barco, and then there's a dog, so it like goes hand in hand.
Yeah, but you put the two dots over, and that changes the sound of the A.
Mm.
We haven't heard anything about domestic violence. She claims that it was a domestic violence incident and she had to self-defense, but the judge said, no, we're not going to go with a stand your ground case in this one, but they can still claim self-defense. Damn it, Bacon. Now my For You offers from YouTube are giving me doink. That's not doink stream snipe me.
Isn't that special? Don't you feel so proud?
Yeah, and then he came in and said, Denmark is idiots because they can't go to space.
What?
Well, you're an idiot. You have to stream snipe me. And then you got mad that I said hello to your team, and then you cropped the screen so they couldn't see all my lovely messages I wrote to you.
Oh my lord.
No, he's a meanie. And then they said I was a dickhead. I think they're rude over there. I'm such a nice person. I said Grant and Lindsay was in love.
Exactly.
Jamie, this is going to be absolutely boring the rest of the day, I think. I just want to see that CCTV where she's pew-pewing him.
I know. I don't want to hear about because I thought I heard him say they're bringing in a gun expert person. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, those are so boring.
Yeah, we're
'Cause
going to
they're
get a
like-
ballistics expert who's going to tell us for 45 minutes that this is how we do it. And you can't do that. It's bunk
Yeah.
silence. Who is Doink? Grant Smith Ellis, because he looks like Doink the Clown from WWE, well, back in the WWF days, circa 1992. He got quite famous for a short while. Then they had to change him out with another guy who still played Doink, but the original, because he was a massive drunk or drug abuser, they had to find another one. Then he got a sidekick at a little person called Dink. So Doink and Dink. And I think the last match kind of any significance was against Memphis' own Jerry the King Lawler and his 3 knights. And that was probably the most hairy person I've ever seen. And that was a little person. Great little thing. Well, actually, I have Polish ancestry. It's from like 14 something. So probably before Columbus found America, but which he never found. But before that, there was someone from Poland who came to Denmark. So I am not 100% Danish. Yeah, Doink the Clown. Didn't we already have the ballistics forensic expert the other day, or was that the other trial from the first Monday of the week? We had someone who talked about the weapon. Yeah.
We haven't had like a real one of those.
No, we haven't
real-
had this projectile comes from this gun.
Yeah.
Why not just stipulate to it? Didn't they say the video was destroyed yesterday? Yes, and they said it again today, but it was Tulay Foundation, so a guy who saw the video before it was destroyed could come back and say, I saw this, but apparently there should also be another big video of her, because this was on the backside of the house. But according to the rumor out there, there's also a video of her pew-pewing him. That's what I read, that she was on tape, on surveillance tape, but so far we haven't seen anything about it. So we have to figure it out.
It, and because this guy had the video and saw it, but now they can't bring it up, so they're gonna be like, but there was video and he said he's seen it. So
Yeah.
The video. Yeah.
So I'm going to redirect you all to a stream that we're going to start up in roughly 50 minutes. Just because if we keep going, I lose half my viewers, because YouTube doesn't tell them when we come back, and they don't follow me on the Twitch thread or the Discord, Jamie. So we're going to do it that way.
Good idea. Good idea.
Maybe Jamie will be back. I will be back at 1:20, and we will then continue, and hopefully something will happen in the afternoon, because it's been a slow morning. But hey, slow is okay. That's what Zach says.